Alan Donald, Courtney Walsh and Sachin Tendulkar. Nothing official about it. Most 90s kids will remember what we're talking about. But for those who don't, here's an interesting story about the time when cricket played host to yet another brand war between two of the biggest brands out there, Coca Cola and Pepsi. The 1996 World Cup was returning to Asia after India and Pakistan first hosted the competition in the 1987 edition. Coloured clothes, day-night matches, fancier ads, a lot had changed in between. Liberalization had taken the country by storm. Satellite televisions were quickly finding a place in Indian households as foreign companies thronged popular hubs to make their way into the Indian subcontinent. With a global event as big as a World Cup fast approaching, ITC, a Kolkata-based company, was the first brand to associate itself with the mega event. They chipped in as the title sponsors, naming it the Wills World Cup. Soon, others hopped on the bandwagon. Coca-Cola, the American conglomerate, left Indian shores in 1977 as a mark of protest against India's rules and regulations. Relaxed reforms enabled their return to the Indian market 16 years later. Having already been announced as one of the partner sponsors for the 1996 Olympics, Coca-Cola spent millions to be the official drink for the World Cup to further bolster their brand presence in the Asian subcontinent. They spent, back then, 10 crores for the rights. And fresh from its recent acquisition of Ramesh Chauhan's thumbs up, it looked set to stamp its authority in the battle for attention between inside stadiums and on television. Its TVC for the campaign, sung by the legendary Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan and featuring the streets of India, was considered classy and evocative. One would imagine that this is where the story would end. Then entered Pepsi into the scene, as they had different plans. Eyeing similar authority, Pepsi remained unfettered after failing the opportunity to associate themselves with the World Cup. The Hindustan Thompson Associates, then India's largest advertising agency, partnered with Pepsi for the campaign. Realizing that they had to come up with something quirky and unique to make up for the kind of access that their rivals Coca-Cola had, they looked to offset it with the capital that they've saved in the rights and sponsorships. They used it to get their hands on the best cricketers of that generation for a campaign called Nothing Official About It. In what was widely regarded as the first clear instance of ambush marketing in India, the campaign saw players reject the official drink in favor of the unofficial one.
Anuja, even as a trainee, came up with the campaign line, Nothing Official About It.
Yeah.
And from then onwards, she was a star.
All the Pepsi lines.
As far as Pepsi was concerned, she was the star because she saved their bacon.
Yeah.
Because Pepsi had lost the World Cup to Coke.
Correct, yeah.
And it was a very big deal. And then Anuja comes up with this line, Nothing Official About It.
Yeah.
And everybody says,
reverse hijacked it.
yeah, says, what does that mean? It means that why should we be in the stadium when there are more people outside the stadium who are trying to get into the stadium and they're like us. There's nothing official about us.
You became the bad boys.
Yeah, we became the bad boys.
The rebels.
It fit the DNA of Pepsi perfectly.
And this seemed to have captured the imagination of the nation's youth. The headline TVC began with a narration of how cricket is officially played in whites by gentlemen, but it is highly different in reality. The tournament saw players wear coloured clothes and batters had to face the fastest of bowlers bowling with great hostility. It featured the likes of Alan Donald, Courtney Walsh, Dominic Cork, Sachin Tendulkar, amongst others. Apart from this, there were several standalone ads as well, featuring the likes of Dickie Bird, Ian Bishop and Mohammad Azharuddin. All of them sipping Pepsi and snubbing the official one, saying, Nothing official about it.
Pepsi. Nothing official about it.
In his first major commercial ever, umpire Dickie Bird was made to do some crazy gestures as part of his character. In fact, in a recent interview with the Daily Mail, Dickie fondly recollected memories from the shoot. So despite Coca-Cola's heavy investment, Pepsi managed to turn the tide with a strategy very uncommon then. However, cognizant of the impact that it would have on its ability to command sponsorships and feed money back into the system, the ICC sought to introduce a clause. In 2002, for its future events to outlaw ambush marketing and urge individual boards to take up the matter with their players on a priority basis. Also, so scarred were Coca Cola by this experience that they didn't come back to cricket for more than a decade before they launched the Cricket Ki Khushi campaign with Sachin Tendulkar in 2012. Global sporting events have often been battlegrounds for brands, and such instances have occurred as recently as the 2014 FIFA World Cup. In what can be termed as a repeat of the 1996 World Cup, Coca-Cola bagged the rights to be the official drink for the 2014 FIFA World Cup, but Pepsi once again resorted to ambush marketing by signing top footballers including Lionel Messi, Sergio Ramos and Robin van Persie as part of their campaign. Even brands now no longer think too much into it, with Coca-Cola executive claiming ambush marketing to be a thing of the past. The advent of social media might have lessened the impact of ambush marketing, but by no means is it obsolete. Even the 2019 ODI World Cup saw Pepsi rope in the 87-year-old cricket fan Charulata Patel to promote the drink. This when she was travelling as a fan for the tournament that was being sponsored by, yup, you know who, Coca-Cola. With more cricket being played than ever before, expect such tussles to continue in front of our TV screens. Till then, we can all focus on the cricketing action itself. Thanks for watching this episode of cricket.com Classics. Hopefully it was an educative one and informative as well. Comment below with what other stories you want us to narrate going forward. Until then, have a great week, like this video and subscribe if you're new, let alone tell a friend about cricket.com.